This is May 29th. I am Jody Shirami. This is Redford Shirami. So it's almost my birthday, right? He's going to be 1 year old very soon. I am Jody Shirami at Jody Boots at astropod_cast. Today is the 29th of May, Friday. How is everyone doing? This is for the weekly podcast from May 29th through June 5th. So wow, May has gone by as quickly as reported by the astrologers that are really good at this, reading all these symbols and these signals that are going on, and they've helped me so much. And so let's get ready and talk about really what's going on this week is the full blue Sagittarius moon, the second full moon in May. Start with the weekly astrology. So today on Friday the 29th, Gemini Sun is half squaring Cancer Jupiter, or Jupiter Cancer, excuse me. And the Scorpio moon is trine to Jupiter in Cancer. So today's a very pleasant day. There's really no bad things. Well, this Gemini Sun and Jupiter Cancer squaring is again energy for our core to change what we deeply believe who we are. With Jupiter here, it's going to enhance things that we really like about ourselves and what we might want to keep and what we may not want to keep. So that's going on today. And Friday, this is the last Friday in May. So we are heading into tomorrow with the Sagittarius Moon moving in tomorrow on Saturday, May 30th. And Sagittarius Moon will be getting ready to become the full blue moon on the 31st. But until then, it's going to sit here and it's going to oppose the Sagittarius Moon. Will be opposing Gemini Sun. And this is the beginning of it. It's not quite exact yet. It's not quite the super full moon yet. It's just beginning to become opposed to each other. And then the Sagittarius moon is going to try Aquarius Pluto and sextile Aries Neptune. So the Sag Moon is meeting up with Pluto in a nice way, and then meeting up with Neptune in a nice way. So this really is going to make our Sagittarius moon feel very confident for this full moon moving forward, being able to deliver the message of mutable fire. And Jupiter rules over this moon, and Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. So this is a very nice feeling weekend leading up to this Sagittarius full blue moon. And it will occur on Sunday morning very early at 4:45 a.m. Eastern Time in America, USA. And this moon at 9 degrees and 56 minutes is the ending of the Sagittarius moon beginning in, I believe, November of 2024. So this is the culmination of that. So think back to December of 2024. And I remember back then is right when we were moving here to Florida. So this is the full moon. We're here now. It'll be 2 years. And so this moon is about honesty, about flying, about traveling, about philosophy, about learning, about wanting more freedom, about the truth, about kindness. And this is a restless full moon because Sagittarius is ruled by the number 9, ruled by Jupiter. It is a confident, mutable fire sign that wants to explore. It is an explorer. In that way, it's similar to Aries because all the fire signs are about being ruled by the sun's energy in some way, that they are very confident in who they are. And that's what Leos, Aries, and Sag have in common, is this fire sign energy. So the Sagittarius Blue Moon at 9 degrees and 56 minutes will conjoin the USA Ascendant at 12 degrees. So here we're really leading up into this July chaotic energy, and here we're getting a taste of it with the blue full moon meeting up with the USA's Ascendant in Sagittarius. So Pam Gregory here is saying that this is a identity change time. This is a time when our emotions, the mundane emotions, as this is ruling over everyone, right? So collectively, it is a time for change in who we are. Who do we think we are as Americans? Because you can see there's a lot of debate about that going on right now. And this blue moon also will be conjuncting Aquarius Pluto, or Aquarius Pluto, I mean, is going to conjunct during this full moon the USA MC, or it's called the midhaven. And this is what you're known for through your midhaven. And so as an Aquarius midhaven, America is known to be about freedom for the people, because a lot of the revolutions that came through here was during the time of the French Revolution, and the France helped us tremendously to get our country moving, because at the time we were fighting the British. We're trying to get freedom from the British. So this is a power of the government coming into question with Pluto running into your midhaven. This is power. Pluto's about power. The abusing of the U.S. government is happening now, and it's in plain daylight, as it should be. It has to come to light. The full moon in Sag, who's all about fairness and the law, because that's Jupiter's job, is looking down here and saying, wow, America, what's going on with that MC where you represent freedom and changes and thinking out of the box and breaking away from all the rules and all the regulations of before? When you first became a country, what has happened to that? Because now you're trying to go back to that country, but that country got evolved. Also, Pam Gregory thinks that food disruption is going to be affected, because Sedna is the daughter that had her fingers cut off by her dad, is a Hawaiian folklore, and then she fell. She didn't get back into the boat. Her dad let her go, and she fell into the water and became all the creatures of the ocean. So this full moon's also meeting up with Sedna, which is about gaining identity even after trauma and death. And then Ceres is about the harvest queen, the Virgo, and this is conjuncting the blue moon. So here, Pam Gregory thinks that we could have some food problems coming up. And we can see that happening already, because when there's food lacking, especially good food in the USA, where most of the food seems to be processed, given chemicals so that it can stay fresh for longer times, and a lot of it's lined with plastic in the containers that we get from the store. So that's one of the reasons I went into permaculturing, just so at least I don't need to buy my vegetables from the store where there's a lot of chemicals and processing going on. Then the Sagittarius full moon will half square Jupiter, Cancer, and Eres, Mars' sister, in Aries. And this is combustible energy. This is a square to Jupiter and Cancer. And when we're squaring Jupiter, its own ruler, Sagittarius full moon, and the moon is in Sagittarius, where Jupiter rules over. And so the full moon is squaring itself, right, in some way. So here we're looking at the Sagittarius freedom and the Cancer ability to nurture and keep the family dynamics intact. So Gemini, Mercury, sextiles Chiron, and Aries. So May really helping us to find some clarity in what's going on with the planets. And we had a little bit of an easy time here this month. It really wasn't a lot of things happening and pushing around. And so Mercury's going to shift to Cancer from June 1st to August 9th. And then it's going to retrograde from June 29th until July 23rd. So personal family matters will receive more attention than mundane. Instinctively, you're going to be having a sharp memory. You don't really care about intellectualizing. If it's cold and distant thoughts that are ahead of our time, we don't care. Needs safe place to relax and share and be kind, and has a warm humor. Mercury in Cancer is very loving. And then Cancer Mercury on the 2nd of June is going to semi-sextile Gemini in Uranus. So that again is going to shake us up, Uranus. Then June 3rd, Cancer Mercury is going to trine the true Pisces node. Again, this is a karmic point with the moon meeting up with that. And then on the 4th, the Cancer Mercury is going to quincunx Aquarius Pluto. And here we're going to run into a big square that's super powerful. It's going to want us to change the way we communicate. And Pluto is here to change just that. So then we head into the 5th, and I'll be back on the 5th. And I did this quite quickly because the full moon is really going to take over the whole week. And it's even taking over today. You probably can feel it a little bit. I know I'm completely a little bit out of it today. I've been out of it all week, and I'm going to have to say it's because Venus moved into Cancer, and that's my 12th house. And also, it's my 12th house of the sun. So I think this week is really asking us, because we've had a lot of clarity this month as things have been happening, especially in the mundane world. We're seeing how people are really kind of losing their mind. They're going crazy. I think that with hurricane season coming on Monday, the universe is really hot, and there was 2 explosions that Stefan Burns talked about yesterday. There was an explosion in South Carolina. A plant exploded. I know there was something else exploded. Washington State, I think, that killed 2 people. And there was also an earthquake this week in the Pacific Ocean area, the Ring of Fire. And the other explosion happened in Florida at NASA, the Space Coast of Florida. Blue Origin was sending in rocket ship up there or something, and it exploded completely. And when you look at the explosion, you can see the wave from it, and then you can see almost like a mini mushroom cloud, and that represents nuclear atomic type of energy that was released. And that is all that human carelessness that costs billions of dollars in taxpayer money is polluting the earth and heating it up even more. So it almost seems as though these people with money and their toys wants to heat up the world and cause mass genocide like they're causing now in Gaza and now Lebanon as well. And I think they're going to try to go do that to Iran as well. And that's what it seems like they're really working towards, is eliminating these people that have things that they want to make themselves richer and get to Mars so they can escape this earth that is heating up that they caused with all their yachts and airplanes flying around. So we've seen this story many times being told in many different ways. But still, we keep getting back to this area where there are humans that just doesn't care about any humans, not really even in any of their own family. It's a facade, pretending to care for their family. And so, astrology is just a tool to help you kind of understand what's going on, especially when you have intuitive hunches at what's going on. Could be this. Astrology can help you see that. But astrology isn't something that you have to listen to and do exactly what it says. It's just something that for everyone who reads their sun, moon, rising, maybe midheaven, maybe their Mars, maybe their Venus, their personal planets, so they know what those are, that could help you a lot. And then your outer planets are such a long, slow moving transit. Like Uranus is going to be here for 7 years in Gemini. And so Uranus is we're going to get a chance to see what Uranus is going to do coming up. And we'll get a chance to see what's going to happen in 2027 with Uranus. and also with Saturn moving in a little bit in another year or two. But the blueprint is beginning to take shape. And the barbell basket is beginning to take shape. And it will start to really take shape when the sun shifts into Leo. But before then, Jupiter will be entering Leo on the 30th and will be opposing Pluto in Aquarius. And so that's why as the North and South node shifts into Aquarius and Leo, karmic energy will be accompanying Jupiter in Leo. And Mars will also be moving into Leo. And so this is why the end of May is giving us a chance to take a breather as the last bits of spring go out and we head into the hot, hot summer, and the global energy is heating up tremendously. And so we are really needing to prepare ourselves in some way for sudden, quick things to occur in the mundane world that we don't have any control over. We only have control over ourselves. So this is a good personal time to take control of yourself and know what you can control, what you can't control, and to start stocking up on things just because we're doing it anyways for hurricane season in Florida and all over. So it's a good time to really stock up on things and get ready, because we're already having supply problems, and soon we could have food problems with all the flooding, the fires, the tariffs. All these things are occurring in real time and are going to all meet each other in the middle coming up in July. And so that's where we're at. And my dailies have been going well, and hope you come over and check me out on Patreon. Just become a member of Patreon for free, and you can watch me, or become a member of my page and come on over. So it's really the same message, is that clarity is here. But can you see the clarity, or do you only see the clarity you want? And if you hold on to your optimism the rest of this year, it will really help you to get through next year and the year after that, as Saturn is still going to be in Aries for a while, and Mars is preparing to move into Gemini. And when Mars moves into Gemini, it's going to meet up with Uranus. And that is such explosive energy in the air sign of Gemini, of your daily communications with people, your town, your people. So I'm starting to get a little dizzy here. I was outside yesterday for 2 hours gardening. Today I was out there for an hour. And it's a nice sauna, but you can get tired in the afternoon when you realize, hey, you're almost 60 years old. You probably need to take a nap. So I'm going to go take a nap. And today my son graduated from 10th grade. Congratulations, youngest. And so now we are officially in summer season here in Florida, with all the schools being out, and we've had 90-degree days for the past 2 weeks. And we've had rain every day. The rainy season is officially here. So we are deep in the heat of summer, which will eventually scoot up to the north a little bit. And we're really praying for no hurricanes in Florida again like last year with the El Nino, especially. If it does make it into the Gulf, it can be quite severe, as Andrew did that to Louisiana and kept moving on up. So let's pray for ourselves. Let's hope there's no more explosions of missiles on the space coast of Florida. Let's hope that there's no war coming up. as it seems the president's hell-bent on really being a bully and showing his power. And there's so many things going on that if you focus on your family, especially with Mercury moving into Cancer, and you can focus on your family, thinking about your family, and thinking about how to take care of your house as the season comes in here, and get ready for all that. Hurricanes, tornadoes. It looks like there could possibly be a dust bowl occurring with all the drought occurring, and a lot of the produce cannot be picked because of ice not allowing, just being a terror to the people that actually come here and work, pay taxes, and then goes back home to Mexico, wherever, and come back again. And so when they're doing that, they're really hurting the regular people who aren't getting enough vitamins in their vegetables, right? But again, all these changes that are coming in is really about how do we actually produce our food? How do we take care of our food? Because we use too much fertilizer. Our foods are preserved to last, 10 years? And there's been a meat ban in Europe from America because it's generic meat. And they have generic eggs now at like Dunkin' Donuts and Burger King, I believe, that they make out of oil and food coloring, so it looks like yolk. So really, there's a lot to be thinking about, and the fact that the government's trying to kill us, especially in America, approving all these foods by the FDA and all of these forever chemicals that are in our body now, and all the plastic that's in the water that we're consuming now. And it's just really what Thai people would say, pop gum. It's just very sinful. I do believe these next 20 years, the government will change because of what's going on. If you ever seen The Time Machine with Guy Pearce, you should check that out. I remember it coming out. I'm like, oh, good, another time machine. I wonder what this one's going to be like. It's probably the best one, and it hasn't been remade again because it was so good. Maybe they will remake it again. But when you watch that, you can see that the Neanderthals are just raising brown people to eat so they can eat them. The brown people is their food. They can't go out into the sun because they're albinos, and they have a spinal cord that sticks out of their back. And they only eat meat. They don't eat vegetables. And we follow the story of a young girl who gets captured, and she's going to be eaten next by the king of them all, king of the crazy albinos. And how Guy Pearce, coming from the future, has empathy because he lost his fiance, has empathy now for the world in a different way than he had before as a white man. And he saved all those people that are brown and helped kill all the albinos that were eating people and all of their let's say, AI-made crazy creatures, just like in Lord of the Rings. So all these stories do exist for a reason. Our country, our world is very old. So many civilizations come and gone that we are maybe not the most intelligent because we keep doing the same stupid stuff over and over, like gonna drop a bomb on people again. So maybe we haven't been able to reach that height where we can survive another 100 years. Maybe we are going to fall. And so then the young people say, well, I'm not going to have kids. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to pay taxes. And I get that. But that's not what being a human is. Being human, to evolve, you have to move forward. You have to keep fighting for the next generation. You have to have hope, energy. But the way history has shown us is that the indigenous people are the only ones that actually ever survived. Just like when they came over to America and found a whole bunch of indigenous people living with the land. because they had escaped Europe, where the Vikings are beginning to go crazy. So, until we can understand each other, have to work on certain skill sets, we might be able to live and survive. And I have a lot of hope for humans, because I know there's a lot of people like me out there working hard towards those goals that we want for our kids, for the world, to leave a better legacy than we have so far left behind, with all this genocide occurring and still occurring. And then men and women being pitted against each other, the races being pitted against each other. It's really sad. And I think a lot of us, I would help at least 51% of us see it and are trying to change it. And we've been fighting the same war for thousands of years. And so with the genocide occurring, they think that they're killing the people that have Neanderthal on them, but they don't. Do they? I don't know. But still, genocide is evil. Just because the Neanderthals can't quite communicate the perfect way doesn't mean you have to kill them. Because they're part of us now. A lot of people have Neanderthal on them, especially if they have European blood. They for sure have it. So, that's it for now. I'll be back on June 5th, 6/5. Things aren't supposed to really rev up again until we hit into Cancer season. And Cancer season is going to really begin the chaotic energy that the mundane world will go crazy over. Okay? So I'll talk to you guys on Monday on Patreon. All right? Whoever comes by. Thank you. All right. Thank you, spiritual children. Mwah. Love you guys. Talk to you guys later.